Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Gauchos, the stock investing show that's completely out of pocket to help put money in your pocket. I'm Austin, back with the boys and some special guests.
That's right, Austin, special guest. But first things first, I'm Big Gaucho Tyler. We back.
Hey, David's here. We have a banger coming up, and we have two guests. We have Mr. Kunal and Mr. Mathew. So welcome.
How's it going,
Thanks,
guys?
Happy to be here as always.
Yes, sir. Banger episode because we're all trying to ease the anxiety of the presidential election tomorrow, over here in the U.S. for our two German listeners. So that being said, let's get right into it.
Let's get right into it with the first story of the day. We have
Boom. What everybody's been talking about, the stock volatility ahead of the 2020 election.
We've been waiting for this.
We've been waiting and waiting. Stocks were rebounding today, coming off their worst month since March. A lot of it's due to earnings seasons ended and, a lot of speculation coming out and the cases of the illness, because we can't say the C word, have been rising very dramatically since then. So, what do you boys make of any of this? It's a lot of information to process, so we can just take it in chunks.
All righty. David, take it away.
Yeah, a lot of companies released their earning reports a couple weeks ago, month ago. So, and a lot of them was pretty poor. Some companies did pretty well, but most were pretty poor. So I guess it's just like speculation of this may be prolonged essentially. And, the illness is not going away anytime soon. It's probably going to be here I think it's probably going to be here until maybe next August, I would say. Maybe it goes back to normal.
Yeah.
That's in my opinion, I think. I think that'll be like when we can have mass production of a potential vaccination. So, but yeah, it went up a lot today, actually. So that was interesting.
It's reasonable to assume that. I just don't know when any, economic major progress will be made along with the stimulus talks and stuff like that. But depends on who becomes president tomorrow.
Just to clarify, you're talking about it's going to drop by 5,000 points or drop to 5,000?
drop to 5,000.
Yeah, we're losing
You think Dow is
20,000.
going to be 5,000?
Yeah, we're talking Great Depression.
All right, so you think it's going to go from 26,000 to 5,000?
One can only hope.
I don't see why that's out of the realm of possibility.
Okay.
It's like, all right, just checking. But go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, we are expecting some major downturns after tomorrow's election, regardless of who wins. So I stamp of approval on buy on the day after election.
We'll see. It all depends. Biden is narrowly leading Trump in the polls. We have 8 key swing states this year. Stock futures are still trending upward after hours today, but Real Clear Politics and 538 are saying Biden's ahead, barely. So it's going to be really close tomorrow, but I think the stock market's kind of predicting a Biden presidency because Tesla, Sunrun, and a lot of other renewable energy stocks are way up today and after hours. So it seems like the stock market has made its vote, if you will.
Yeah. So it probably, we don't really know politics that well because we don't really, we don't talk about politics, but it seems like a lot of the polls are showing that Biden is slightly ahead and is the favorite, I suppose you could say. So that's interesting. But, we've been saying it for months now that the day after the election, it's going to crash really hard. And I think it'll be true regardless of who wins, just to clarify.
I can't lie. You can't count Trump out. I remember back in, 2016? Everyone thought Hillary was going to win, and then Trump came out of nowhere and just took a dub. So, honestly, anything is within the realm of comebacks, of unexpectedness. This is going to be one of the closest ones I think we've seen because, honestly, I think we can all agree on these are not our favorite candidates, and we felt like there could have been a lot of better people out there.
Yeah, so
fair enough.
I guess Tyler does have a point, because in 2016 it was pretty I guess conceded that Hillary was supposed to win by almost everyone.
There was that poll that came out that morning that said Hillary had 92% win chance in 2016, like day of the election. Only gave Trump an 8%er.
Well, I guess that was the 8% he needed.
Yeah.
Very, very small margin of error, and she blew the lead. She pulled a Golden State Warriors on us. So
yeah, she blew a 3-1. She got caught in the hallways.
I don't know if we can say that.
Yes, we can. I want to say it again. She got caught in the hallways.
Wasn't that her husband that got caught in the hallways?
He got caught in the hallways too.
Oh my god, it's going off.
So we can't count our chickens yet. We got a long race tomorrow, and I'm probably not going to be around to watch it. Probably going to go on like a little day trip or something.
Those chickens aren't hatching until everybody's like, totally inebriated to forget about this whole thing. But the stock market may be signaling that Joe Biden could win, because Stovall's presidential predictor model has said when the S&P 500 finishes lower from July 31st to October 31st, that there will be a change in presidency. But if it finishes higher, the incumbent will get a second term. So it's 85% correct. And there's been a downturn since then to October. So they predict Big Joe is going to take the dub tomorrow. Or next month, whenever they finish counting.
Can't count out 15%.
That is true. And it seems like it's more like a correlation rather than actual, causation. I don't know. A lot of those things where it's like, when this happens, this person gets president, like X amount percentage. I feel like those are not really reliable at all. It's just correlation, I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like, they're talking about the S&P 500 going down. So when the stock goes down, people lose money. Who do they blame? The guy on the top.
The president.
That is true. Yeah. That is true. That is true.
It's circumstantial.
Yeah. I guess.
Because I know in the House, I think it's pretty much impossible for Republicans to gain a majority. Because I think they just have because everyone's up for election. But I think it's just because they already lean Democrat right now, and they're predicting that they're going to pick up more seats, I believe.
Yeah, the big toss-up is the Senate, which I don't think a lot of people are talking about. Not to get more political than you guys want to on the show, but
you're fine.
Because Democrats only have to pick up 3 seats, realistically, to gain a majority. But I think what not a lot of people are talking about is the very real possibility of people like Mark Kelly not winning tomorrow. And so even if Joe wins, right, you could still have a Senate majority of Republicans, which would pretty much mean Joe winning, not really effectively meaning much.
Yeah.
And that's part of what the stock market would prefer, because if you have the Republicans in the Senate sandbagging everything that the Democrats would like to change about the tax policy, then everything's going to be pro-business for a while, and the stock market would be a little bit better off. But it really depends on the combination of what branches get dominated by what party tomorrow.
I could see that, yeah. I think divided powers is probably better than having massive power changes where Republicans hold for 4 years and Democrats hold for 4 years, and everything just changes rapidly in the span of 4 years.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it could get ugly tomorrow. So boys, we're thinking a big crash tomorrow. Kunal told me before the show he thought it was going to 18,000 for the Dow tomorrow.
I don't think it's going to drop tomorrow. I think it's going to rise a little bit. In my opinion. I think it's going to drop on Wednesday.
So you're saying we should sell some stuff tomorrow?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, if it's green tomorrow. Depends on who wins president. It's a gamble.
Dude, I'm calling 2 red days. Tomorrow, red day. Wednesday, even bigger red day.
I could see that. I just think tomorrow's going to be a normal day.
I was talking to some people, and they didn't realize that if if Biden became president that he wouldn't be president until January 20th. Like they thought it was just going to switch over the next day. I was like, bro, come on.
You're saying it's going to crash regardless of who wins presidency, or?
Yes.
I think it will. Yeah. I think it's just because all the tension that's been built up.
Yeah.
Do you refute that?
Kunal.
No comment.
Kunal said vote Green Party. Third party is Kanye 2020. I'm out.
I thought about it. I was considering voting for Jorgensen, but decided not to.
I did.
Who voted for
I
Jorgensen?
did.
I thought about it too because I got like I was doing that like presidential quiz and I'm like I didn't even know there was a candidate, but we're gonna get Kunal in so much trouble.
That's all right. It's funny.
Yeah, it's an expense we're willing to take. I don't think it'll crash if Trump gets reelected, honestly, because that's been the whole sentiment all along is that he's good for business. So
yeah, but I mean, like the main thing that's keeping the market afloat is just all the stimulus and support from the Federal Reserve and the Congress. Well, a little bit from Congress, but mostly from the Federal Reserve.
Just printing money.
Yeah. So I mean, whenever that stops, it's gonna crash. And
so yeah, eventually it's gonna crash.
what if Jerome Powell became president?
Oh man, we'd all be rich.
Money printer all day.
No, because think about it. Like, if Trump gets reelected, he has no incentive, like personally, to keep the economy good because he's not going to be getting reelected the next term because he's got his 2 terms.
Exactly.
So I don't think he's going to continue printing money like crazy with the Federal Reserve's doing with the money printers. And if Biden becomes president, he's probably going to be more harsh.
Higher taxes too.
Yeah, to big corporations. So that's going to be hurting the market in that sense. And I don't think either would continue the inflation that's going on.
Definitely not, because the Democrats would be very in support of the Dodd-Frank Act. So like they just let the banks fail if there was a balance sheet problem.
Mm.
Something to think about, because Wells Fargo wasn't doing too hot last week.
Yeah, it's pretty concerning.
Just a wee bit. But I guess we'll see what happens. I'm going to be glued to the TV tomorrow night. It's more anticipation than Christmas or any other holiday, any birthday I've ever had as a child, any special moment in my life. I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It is definitely.
But you know what else might be a bigger deal is Royal Caribbean filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. No, I'm just kidding. But they canceled all their cruises through the end of this year, which isn't too surprising. But they also lost more than $1 billion last quarter.
Yeah,
wow.
They're hurting. It's wild because you have it written up here that they're going up a lot.
Yeah, they are. They were up in after hours and at the end of the day, which like it doesn't make any sense. I think it's a Wall Street bets pump and dump scheme.
I think
maybe,
so too.
yeah.
I was just about to say that. Like, it feels like something those dudes would do. Like, you just buy it all because you assume that these big cruise companies will just come back in 8 months or something like that. And then it's like Tyler buying that one holding company. You just keep buying it until your average stock, your average buyer it makes sense.
Welcome to the show. You know all the regular.
Thanks, Matt.
All the regular content.
Feel good about that one. I just want to say that I'm not leaving. I'm staying CEO of Lordstown Motors, and we're going to take this to the long term, boys.
All right,
yes, sir. We are. Tyler's going to buy some more shares tomorrow to lower the average buy cost even more.
Dude, honestly, I might. We'll see how it goes.
Tyler's actually going to be taking the company private. He's going to buy back all outstanding shares.
Dude, I'm telling you, 6 months from now, it's going to be at $50. Mark my words.
Ooh.
Holy moly. Isn't it $13 today?
If Biden becomes president, maybe. Because he's giving I think what part of his plan is subsidies on EV makers, right?
Yep, very true.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, like it's gonna happen. Lordstown Motors has all the right pieces to this puzzle. All I gotta do is just put it together, start producing. It's over for Tesla. It's over for everybody. We're going to $1,000.
That's true. All they need to do is just put the puzzle pieces together, and they're number one.
So do you think Royal Caribbean's the same level of buy?
Yes, I think honestly, I'm gonna restructure my portfolio and literally buy all the companies that are just really taking a hit and just hold it for the long term. 2 to 3 years down the road, they'll come back.
Yeah, I mean they probably will, but I guess like the concern that people have is like you could use that money better in other situations, you know?
Yeah, like you could have bought some Hertz stock. Oh wait,
Dude, they're delisted now.
yeah, I know my guy.
So I think I'm gonna restructure my portfolio for a very long term hold and just leave it as is and just stop touching it.
Costco?
No, I'm gonna buy Coca-Cola though. I think I'm gonna have that as a dividend stock.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have
Coca-Cola.
them. I'm probably gonna buy Carnival Cruise Line. I'm gonna rebuy MGM. I'm gonna buy Avis Budget Group when it goes back down because they're downtrending a lot right now, which is really good for me because I want to rebuy into them. You know, some foreshadowing right now.
My man likes the risky travel stocks.
Oh, dude, I'm going all risk right now.
If you're talking about risk, you might want to look at Sands. I don't know if they're publicly traded, but I would try to buy some Sands if they are, because they're talking about that liquidation sale.
I know.
So they could be going down here pretty shortly. Become a little bit affordable.
Ooh, what kind of company are they?
The
the Sands Holding Company basically just like owns Vegas and also like the Chinese equivalent of Vegas.
Okay, I might look into that. But I'm also buying ExxonMobil. I'm gonna be buying Albertsons, and I might throw in some. I'm gonna rebuy American Airlines, and I'm gonna buy some Yamana Gold.
Yeah, Albertsons gang, let's go. And go ahead.
And also, if Dave & Buster's drops to like $15 to $14, I might rebuy on them.
Why don't you just buy a Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock?
Dude, there's just not enough money for me.
250 grand isn't enough.
Yeah, I need like $1 million stock.
But I think I'm gonna go 100% of my profits from March into Royal Caribbean just because I have a good feeling.
I get a feeling.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. They're gonna go bankrupt, and not even Carnival's gonna buy them.
So I was about to say Carnival is gonna buy them, but Norwegian Cruise Line, they're gonna buy them.
They're gonna have to take all the extra ships and like park them in a shipwrecking yard in Bangladesh to scrap them for parts. Company's dead.
I think the whole industry is dead, man. Like even Carnival's like doing like marginally better, but I think in terms of travel companies, like the cruise industry is definitely gonna be the last to come back. Like airlines will be thriving before cruises start coming back.
Yeah. I don't know if I really agree with all that. Like I know a lot of people say that it's going to take 5 or 6 years for airliners to come back and travel to come back to what it was, but honestly I don't really agree with that. I think as soon as the virus is gone, it's going to be down for a while, but I think it's going to come back within maybe 7-8 months because people are pretty dumb. They have short-term memories and they'll just like forget about it. I guarantee it.
No, I agree that people are stupid, and I don't necessarily think that that it's. I'm not necessarily putting like a date, like a time range on it. I just think like of the travel, like people will definitely be willing to take flights, like you said, because they have that short-term memory. But I think people are like a tiny bit smarter than you might give them credit for. They may not want to be on like a literal enclosed hotel space with people for like a week at a time. Like I can sit on a flight for 6 hours, but I don't know, to live and breathe other people there, that's a little risky.
Yeah, I don't know. I just assume people are, you assume the worst people, and then when they do something that surprises you, it's good.
Maybe it would be.
If cruises are cheap enough, I'd go on a cruise, depending on the price. Like.
Yeah,
we were trying to do. We were trying to do a 4-day cruise to Mexico for $170 with all the food included.
Yeah, I would do it.
2021 summer.
That'd be really fun. Yeah, the prices are really, really low, and with cruises you get all your food provided, you get your shelter provided. I mean, alcohol is not going to be provided, of course, but everything else is. So as long as you don't want to drink alcohol, you get a, free or not free. You get a pretty reasonable stay. Like, there's nothing else you could really do 4 days with all your food and your shelter included and your travel for only $170 or whatever.
Yeah, like
and most of your
$2 a night.
entertainment, like as long as you're on the boat, a lot of that stuff's covered.
Yeah, they have a lot of free entertainment. comedians, bingo, whatever you want to do. Shuffleboard.
Casinos.
Yeah, that's not free though. That's a little bit of paid, but they do have casinos.
Maybe we can trade our meal coupons for casino money.
Should be able to. All I'm gonna say is 2021 summer. Big Gaucho's going on a Big Gaucho cruise. It's gonna happen. You heard it here. You heard it here first.
Big Gaucho's live from Jeffrey Epstein's island.
Yeah.
Whoa! All right. We gotta cut the show.
Oh God!
Thanks, Big Gaucho's.
I want to thank everyone for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Sorry.
Holy moly! I think I'm just gonna try to sell my meal coupons. I'm gonna be a ticket scalper at the entrance to the dining hall, and whoever wants to buy it, I'll sell it cheap. I just won't eat for 4 days. I'll pack bologna sandwiches in a cooler and just live in the casino.
Dude, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm not down. I'll be doing actual vacation stuff.
No, I'm not going to. Casino is a vacation.
That's what I'm going tomorrow on my vacation.
Yeah, Austin's going there too.
Yeah, Austin's gonna be joining me.
Biggest degenerates in Arizona. Gambling to avoid the election.
Yes, you're coming.
Tyler's vacation, just a Tuesday evening.
Tyler has to take his little victories, give him some credit.
Yes, sir.
I respect that.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can cash out at the blackjack table like Jack Dorsey's cashing out with Twitter. Ooh. Still getting a big bank from Twitter. Just passed his review by some pretty tough Wall Street investors and is going to remain CEO of Twitter. So the stock was not happy about that.
I wonder why. I don't understand the whole controversy. Is it the thing he did where Twitter and Facebook blocked some posts from being made or something like that?
I think that could be it.
I know a little bit about that if you're curious. It's just with the Hunter Biden stuff. Because it's all all the Hunter Biden stuff was all hacked. And so it's pretty standard among tech companies to be a little bit more strict about what they allow in terms of hacked material to be leaked. It goes along with their policies against releasing your address and stuff like that. So, but the interesting thing, which has been throwing a lot of people off, is that they're censoring those stories more so than they've ever done previously with other information, where people were reporting that journalists, for instance, were DMing pictures back and forth that they were seeing, and they were reporting that they were being prevented from even sending the picture to someone else in a DM, right? And at a certain point, the New York Times got locked out of their Twitter account, stuff like that. So it's just a really, really hard move that hasn't really been seen before online. And so people were pretty upset about that. I think that has to do a lot with why they're going down like that.
Oh yeah, and I remember seeing that, but I wonder if it's also because of the stock buyback that they're proposing. So Elliott Management has a new deal with them to buy back $2 billion in shares. So about $1 billion of it is just private equity. So maybe people are just nervous the stock's going to get devalued if they decrease the amount of shares, make it more expensive. Might be less desirable.
Maybe. Usually stock buybacks are used to propel the market cap.
Yeah, that's what I'd think, but never know. But I think what Matt said's right on the money about the leaks right before the election, and it's just super. Everything's super polarizing right now. I think that's kind of the theme of the episode, and so it's causing a lot of volatility.
Yeah, I agree with that a lot. But I say this once, I say it twice, I say it all the time. I never will get a Twitter because I feel like my life would get worse with one.
It
I like
substantially will. Yeah, your quality of life goes down 5 years as soon as you download it. But Twitter was down 5% today, but rallying in after hours. So maybe there's hope out there.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Interesting. I think Twitter's an interesting buy. I'd consider it maybe.
It's captivating, to put it eloquently.
It is.
But another big gaucho buy we're really looking at is Bitcoin. It's up at a 3-year high. They're up 90% just this year. So they started the year at about $7,900, and they were around 14,000 today.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big deal. I think that's really a sign of the volatility with the economy right now, and the uncertainty with the politicians and whatnot. So,
do you think we'll ever get to a point where we transfer to using Bitcoin for a currency or some other kind of like digital currency that's not regulated by governments?
I could see that eventually as like some type of payment, but I don't think you can fully go off the grid, you know?
So when you talk about money in general, you have to look at the stability. So U.S. dollars, even though it's not the official currency of many other countries, many other people in other countries will keep U.S. dollars because they know the U.S. dollar is relatively stable compared to other countries. So they won't. They're perfectly fine keeping U.S. dollars, even though that's not their official currency. Now, the reason in this country for the foreseeable future, Bitcoin won't be the dominate over U.S. currencies because people are happy enough with the stability of U.S. currency. Now, if that stability goes downhill, and right now, you know, people like Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is also very fluctuating, right? Like the value of Bitcoin is very volatile. So when people invest in currency, they want something that's relatively stable. So if it ever comes to the point where we start printing too much money and our currency's stability is starting to come into question and Bitcoin is becoming more stable, then maybe Bitcoin will take over. But that's all. Like right now, the US dollar is very stable compared to other currencies. So I can't see that happening in the foreseeable future unless this kind of keeps up, you know?
Yeah. I think that's a fair point. It's just not mainstream enough.
True. I call Bitcoin going down to 8,000 at the end of the year, or not the end of the year, next like 3 months.
End of the year.
3-4 months.
Well, you got 2 months to make it lose almost half its value.
I forgot how close we are to the end of the year, but I remember when it was at like 4,000. I was trying to buy it, didn't get the money in time, and then went up to 6. And I was like, I'll wait. Never went down.
I'm not really into Bitcoin. I have a pretty good chunk in Ripple and then also some Dogecoin just to mess around.
I mean, the goal for me is to buy one Bitcoin just to say I have one. I don't care what's going to take. I'm going to get one eventually.
One coin, baby.
Just one coin.
Matt, you do crypto, right?
I used to play poker online. Was pretty much all I used it for, which was like the cool thing, right? It's like the deregulation thing. I don't really do it too much anymore just because I don't really need to. But on what David was saying earlier, I think and I guess sort of what Kunal was saying, the like uncertainty or like the lack of faith that you'd have to have in like some sort of like US dollar really at all. I don't think that would ever actually occur, right? Because like say the dollar goes down enough, right? Next default for a lot of people is probably like the pound or the euro or something like that, because no one's really going to go to the yen. But if it gets down that low where like it's changing that much, I don't think you'll get to a point where like it's an unregulated economy from Bitcoin. I think the closer you get to like an unregulated economy with like no faith in the market, you just get closer to like a commune style of living where like money doesn't have to exist, you know?
Yeah, it's just totally not anarchy. That's not the right word. I forgot the right word.
I'm avoiding the word communism, but it's like pretty much just that, like, or like you're just trading furs, you know, like it won't be money. It'll just be like, I got 12 eggs. Like, can I get Can I get a hamburger, please?
You're talking about barter, right?
Yeah,
Barter
like a barter
system.
Barter,
Yeah,
that's
just a
it.
barter system.
I have
Yeah.
this sword, and if you do not want me to cut you, you give me your eggs.
Well, it's like, yeah,
Right,
so,
yeah.
so with barter, it's like, you know, if you think about the way like money started off, is like, it's like, you know, the barter system wasn't like, oh, I'm going to give you these tokens, I'm going to use these government coins. It was more like, you know, Bob Murphy talked about this once, and he was like, let's say you want to sell a telescope. Now, the person you sell a telescope to, or the person you want to trade the telescope to, doesn't have anything that you want. So the only person that's willing to buy the telescope is like somebody who's willing to give eggs. Now, you might not want eggs, but you would accept that trade because you know you can then use these eggs to trade with somebody else, to use, you know, for whatever they want. And it's easier to sell the eggs and the telescope. So you trade the telescope for eggs, and then you trade the eggs for something else. So the eggs in this case is a medium of exchange. You're not actually consuming the eggs; you're using it as a medium of exchange, for something else. And in that case, the eggs are not like the official currency, but it's a currency in the most fundamental sense. It's a medium of exchange. So
It's just perceived value.
Yeah.
perceived value of eggs in the telescope, it's only valuable to that one particular person. That's the same kind of thing with money right now. You know, you have gold coins. That could be accepted by everyone, so everyone would accept gold coins, or even gold not coins. They would accept this thing. It was very acceptable. See, that's why you exchange things for gold. Now what the Fed did is they said, okay, you're going to keep all the gold here. Each dollar represents this little bit of gold. That's the gold standard. You take this little dollar and it represents this gold, and you can come get the gold if you want, but it's easier to carry on this piece of paper. When they got off the gold standard, then it just became these pieces of paper, and the government could kind of do whatever they wanted, you know, with this currency. So now it's like, okay, it doesn't really represent the gold. What does it represent? Okay, well, it's widely enough accepted that it represents about this much value. Now, one of there's three, you know, basic economics, you know, the store of value, it's, you know, it's a medium of exchange and it's a unit of account. It tells you how much something is worth. So if you want to store the value, which a lot of people do, especially people who want to invest in stocks, right? They want some kind of money that can be, that kind of can hold its own value. And if the government starts printing it out and it loses its value, then not as many people are going to want to store this value. And it's going to be a perpetual cycle because now people are fearful the dollar is going to crash, and then they're going to sell the dollar before it crashes, and that's going to make it crash first. Now, Bitcoin is just one example of what might happen. Again, they might invest in other currencies, but you know, every country is doing the stimulus thing, so every currency is going to go down. So if all these government currencies are going to go down, Bitcoin might be a thing. But also, you know, you can also just buy stocks because like the stocks are you have a percentage of a company. That value really can't get like inflated. You can't just say, okay, 1/10 of a company now becomes 1/100th of a company.
Yeah,
you
because your
have
assets
to,
and revenue.
You have to, in a way, you own that company. So what would happen is if you put all if you invest in the stock market, which a lot of our viewers will do, now that money is in the stock market, and when the currency gets inflated, it's going to cost more currency to get back in the stock market. You can then sell that stock for much more currency, and you've kind of beat inflation that way. So it might not necessarily be Bitcoin, you know, gold or other commodities. It can even be stocks that can do that to hold its value.
Yeah, it kind of depends on hyperinflation then of the dollar, and the bailouts are definitely going to directly affect that because it'll pretty much dictate how much is getting printed. But I like what Kunal said, because depending on what the inflation rate is per year, usually you're getting a better return in the stock market, like typically 8% on a year, or more if you're a pretty savvy trader. But you know, 8% if you're pretty passive. So technically, that's why you should be buying stocks.
Yes, sir. Buy stocks. So I go to barter system. I'll trade a paperclip for a Tesla.
That's what we got out of this.
Yeah. So would you rather have currency in Bitcoin or in the Venezuela Bolivar?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
I'm trying to do that egg trading thing, so maybe I can pay for the eggs with Bitcoin.
Probably more money to be made in Bolivar.
The Venezuelan economy has more potential than the U.S. for once.
Venezuela. Yeah, I'll go with the Bolivar too. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I think I am.
You are. How many Bitcoins do you think it takes to buy a movie theater?
Probably like 2.
What?
2? Oh.
No.
Oh, dude, those buildings are like the size of Walmart sometimes.
All right, so 3?
About a quarter.
Yeah,
3 Bitcoins.
probably need like 25.
Well, maybe we can get one from AMC because they're taking some big L's. Might be able to get a whole movie theater for 3 Bitcoins. Most of their theaters are reopened, but they got third quarter L's of 905 million.
Yeah, they did pretty bad. They lost $5.70 a share, which is pretty disgusting, if I say so myself.
It's an abomination.
I am appalled. Shame
back.
on you, AMC. Shame on you.
You know, it's pretty gross. But they're opening up. They were closed for a very long time. So now 539 out of their 600 theaters. I'm gonna say stores. Their 600 theaters are opened. And the ones that are not opened are in California, New York, New Mexico, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, North Carolina, and Oregon, and also Washington, D.C., but that's not a state, so I didn't really count that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about here. I mean, there's really no movies out, so they gotta just be showing stuff from January and February, with the exception of Tenet, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Also, a lot of these productions that were coming out were just postponed. Like the James Bond movie was postponed till next year, just because they want to have a really big. Well, all of them want to have a huge box office earnings, because it's like the most important time for the movie to be successful. And
Netflix and Amazon Prime premieres don't pay enough at all.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, and because they spend hundreds, tens of millions of dollars making their films, they got to have a big return in order to break even. With all the fees they're paying the actors, studio sets, whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe that's why AMC's stock tanked 77% this year.
Holy.
Yeah.
All right, hear me out, guys.
Since January. What?
Hot take. So you know how they're postponing all these movies, right?
Yeah.
So we're basically saying that next year, on top of all the movies that are coming out that year, we're going to have a lot of big releases from this year, right, that are pushed back. So we're basically going to have double the amount of big movies for next year. Do you think it could be
Here's
a
what
potential?
I think you're not. I don't know if you're considering the fact that like movie sets have been largely closed down since March, Tyler.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So, like
nope, I was
whatever
not
was like
considering
on the calendar to come out next year, like probably isn't even halfway done.
Dude, you're right. Never
Probably
mind.
hasn't even
Take it back.
started. And like, if they're losing 900 million a quarter, I mean they're going to be insolvent in no time at all.
I was trying to be optimistic. Okay, maybe they could have had a comeback. Okay, but
No,
Matt literally just shot me down. Okay, I understand what you're saying though. I got you though. They probably didn't make any movies this year.
I liked your idea. I was trying to believe in it, and then Matt said that. I was like, dang, he's right.
I don't believe whoa, I need to go to the movies every single week now.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a new movie every day.
AMC is also weird because it's like such a particularly poorly run company. Like it feels like everything they do is like just like the worst decision possible. Like they had that movie pass thing a couple of years ago, which like sure brought people in, but they ended up losing like a ton of money because people were just like watching all their free movies, and then like they just like can't make a good decision. Like I mean, it's a little bit different because it's regional, but like Harkins, when they closed down, they just turned all their big parking lots into drive-ins. And like, I'm pretty sure AMC's just been a ghost town all year.
Yeah, they have. AMC is also dust. And quick disclaimer, Mathew's biased because he used to work at Harkins.
It has nothing to do with the employment. I am a Harkins elitist, though.
I am too. AMC's trash. You should all support your local movie theaters.
Yeah, shout out Harkins.
I do like Harkins too.
Harkins gang.
I do really enjoy them. I like AMC's too. I think they're fine.
They
have
are.
good theaters.
It's just Harkins has way better movie prices. They also got the $7 movies. You can get the loyalty for the popcorn. You get a free medium every time. Upgrade to a large. You can get the loyalty cups, student discounts.
They got it all.
Popcorn tastes like cardboard.
Yeah, it's actually fresh.
Not sponsored. Yeah, Harkins, if you're listening, please sponsor us. Speak out to us. We love you.
I need to get in there and get some popcorn, but I just checked. They only have a 500 million cash on hand, so not looking good.
They'll start selling their theaters for Bitcoin.
Might have to. Well, maybe if they were buying some of the biggest winners, big losers, and the sleepers, they wouldn't be close to insolvency. Let's hit that intro.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Ooh, Farfetch Limited up 13.76%. Nobody knows what it is. I didn't think anyone would care, but British and Portuguese luxury fashion brand. So it's like Louis Vuitton in Britain, kind of. Even though Louis Vuitton's never mind. Their stock is way up because Alibaba just plunked down $300 million.
Wow.
So you're saying it's like the Swiss Rolex?
Yeah, I don't know where Rolex is made. That's embarrassing.
Swiss. It's Swiss.
Bro, I don't know that. I'm not the jeweler here.
Dude, even David knew.
You're triggering Tyler.
The watch is just guess Switzerland.
I have an Apple Watch with a plastic band on it.
Oh, get that out of here. All right, where's Louis Vuitton headquarters at? Where's Louis Vuitton headquarters at?
Paraguay.
Italy.
No. What?
France.
Thank you.
Is it actually France?
Yes. French.
I have no idea.
Come on.
What about Gucci?
Brazil.
Gucci's Italian.
Thank you, my guy.
Hey, I got that one too.
Let's go.
It's because I got Italian flag colors.
That is true. Lordstown Motors.
Ohio, yeah.
Let's go.
Forget what city.
I don't know the city either. I got confused. I thought, when you put up Farfetch, I was like, ooh, the Pokemon. But no, it was not the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Just a weird brand no one's ever heard of that Alibaba's trying to cash out on to be bigger than Amazon.
That's ridiculous.
It's number 2.
Kronos Group up 13.61%. Toronto.
Canada's company out of Canada.
Ooh.
Not to be confused with Kronos, the Greek mythological titan who ate his children, but the cannabis company in Canada.
Cannabis, cannibal. Close enough.
Yeah. And also, didn't we have like a prop something that would potentially legalize it in Arizona?
We did.
207, baby.
207.
So we'll see the results hopefully tomorrow. But
I feel like this is a big reason for it. And Kronos was like, "Yep, Arizona might turn marijuana legal, and let's just go up 13%."
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Really cross international lines,
Yeah, that's true.
They're only operating in Canada where marijuana is federally legal, and that's the only reason they're allowed to trade on the New York Stock Exchange.
That makes sense.
How long do you think it'll take before marijuana becomes federally legalized? I think it's going to happen. I think it's probably inevitable. I just wonder when.
Bro, Joe was
if
talking
Biden
about
wins,
it.
it's in his 100-day plan.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Joe was talking about it big time, and Kamala.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So less than a year if he wins.
That'd be absolutely
if Biden
insane.
wins, I'd say it's federally legal by March. I would put a bet on that.
Ooh.
Really?
See if Bovada has anything.
Because you wouldn't need. I mean, this is a little in the weeds, but you wouldn't need legislation. They could do it by
executive order.
Pun intended.
Yeah, but don't you think the Supreme Court
reschedule it?
Don't you think the Supreme Court might strike that down though?
That's the cool thing about executive orders is that the Supreme Court can't tell them what to do. Executive order is effectively just like the president dictating how the agencies should operate and kind of setting guidelines. And all you really need to do to reschedule that is just for the president to say hey, this is now no longer a Schedule I drug. And so then it wouldn't have that illegality to it. So, I mean, it would effectively be decriminalizing rather than legalizing, but it would have the same effect.
Yeah, so they would just say like, we're not going to prosecute for use or sell or something, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, but also that, I mean, that's how Trump was passing a lot of his stuff when he got in. So
yeah, I don't really know much about politics, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's all right. It's a stock show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be interesting to see if that exec order happens. But we got Tyler's baby up for Big Losers, Avis Budget Group.
Yeah, Big Losers, Avis Budget Group. Honestly, I'm happy about this because I do not own any right now. So I want them to hit $25, $24. Then I'm going to buy in, and then they're going to go straight to the moon.
25 cents.
Yeah, I hope. I'll buy them. Yeah, they are down
day.
9.36%. Hertz is completely delisted from the New York Stock Exchange, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. So Avis Budget Group is basically a monopoly, and I feel like if this downtrend continues, I can buy them at a better price and hopefully hold them for the long term and make some money off of that. They've been really good to me. I can't lie about that.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I could see it. What's number 2 over here?
Got Novo Cure down 8.14%, a tumor treatment company. Not sure why they are trending down. If anybody knows about Biomed, speak now or forever hold your peace.
David.
Why do you guys all look at me for this?
Speak.
You're a doctor, Dave.
I am not.
You're a resident.
I am not.
You're a med student.
I am not.
You've been giving me licensed medical advice for years, Dave.
Yeah, what the heck? You did. You literally removed one of my kidneys.
Yeah, David. What about all the prescriptions?
These are all lies. These are all lies.
Quick disclaimer, so that Dave.
Happened.
Yeah, this never happened, so that Dave is not disqualified from medical school. This is all fictional parody.
Yeah, if he is not liable for
Satire,
any lost
satire,
limbs
satire.
and appendixes.
Appendices.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think I have to look into it. I didn't really look into why, but maybe they had Erd's report come out, or maybe they had some therapy that was disproven, or some other sort, or maybe it was just natural volatility.
Yeah, I think that's very true. But sleeper stocks ain't going anywhere. Got no volatility. Just kidding. That's a lie. But
Sleep,
pick some of them up soon.
Sleep.
Hit it.
Yeah, number 1, we got Freddie Mac. They do mortgages, and we should buy it after the election because houses are awesome, mortgages are awesome, so definitely buy it.
Federally backed loans are even cooler. Number 2, buy Twitter, buy the dip. They'll be fine with Jack Dorsey, and a lot of old boomer politicians are too far invested because their grandson told them to buy it, and they won't let the company tank. So you'll be fine.
Respect.
Probably true. Number 3, we got Shake Shack Incorporated. I think I've been here maybe once. I can't remember. I think I went there with
Fantastic
Austin.
burger restaurant.
I've actually never been.
Oh, then I haven't been there then.
Or was it with me?
I've been dying to try it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Ooh.
I've been there one time. Not sure with who though.
We'll go check it out tomorrow.
All right, bed. Before we hit the casino.
Yeah, we'll get that grub on.
Hell yeah.
You could just gamble in Shake Shack.
Yeah, maybe if we get all those slot machines from the Sands casinos.
Yeah,
Hey.
Hey.
Man, we need to get Kawhi in the next show. But I know a good way we can get some gambling money. Maybe if we do a little ad read for one of our greatest sponsors that has never left our side, a ship's favorite companion that never leaves its side. Say hello to Anchor.
Anchor.
That ad. Okay, all right. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Kunal's going to be happy about this. But we got the market predictions for tomorrow. No new additions to the Bankruptcy Boneyard either. But Dave is still ahead, though his lead is weakening. We're going to get into the trash talk here shortly. Dave has 39. Austin, that's me, 33. I'm tied with Kunal, 33 for second place. Tyler is in third with 30. currently. Boys, this is a big one today. Kunal, it's tradition around here that the winner gets to pick first.
Oh,
So
dang it.
you're up. I know you love to pick first usually, so it should be good.
I already got my number.
I'm going with 27K for tomorrow.
That's
Even 27K even.
My guy's
All right.
getting bold. You think we're going up like just 75 points?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably pretty nice, though. I think I agree it's going to be a Green Day. So I'll give you a little bit of leeway, and I'll say
Leroy.
Leroy. I'll go with 27,175.
All right. I respect that. All right, Austin, do you want to go? Or you want me to give you my number?
You can go ahead.
All right, 20.
I'm still thinking.
26,900.
20.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
It's a violation, my guy.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's not technically because it's within. I said 27K flat. So.
Oh
No.
yeah, you did.
I'm
You
thinking.
did.
We know what Austin's picking.
No, wait, I'm not done. First, I said there was going to be 2 back-to-back red days. I'm thinking 26,223 point.
Holy crap!
We're going down, boys.
That's a big one. I'll do. You know what? I'll give you guys some room. I'll do 26,777.77.
All right, Mathew, you want to jump in?
Just got to have a 100 spread.
I've historically never done very well at this, but I was talking to Austin a little bit before. I'm just trying to manifest the world I want to live in, so I'm hoping for an even 20. Go for an even 20. I'm hoping it just continues to fall.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Respect
That's best case scenario.
I want to say a couple of words now. So, I've been number one for, I don't know, probably the past couple months at least. Probably since at least June, maybe.
I think it was July. Last time I was on this show, I was in the clear-cut lead. I was at 20 points. Everyone else was like 14 or 12. That was the clear-cut lead.
I was at 8.
And then I just talked so much trash, and then like Dave caught up to me and surpassed me. So
the king got cocky and started slacking. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to take the humble approach, unlike Kunal, and I'll take this time to sit here and say, I want to apologize to everyone for being rude that one time. Just kidding. Psych. I'm the best there is. I'm the best there ever will be. You guys all suck. I'm number one. Let's get this.
All right, Dave. We'll see. We got a long way to go, but we're right behind you.
Yeah, we're right behind Dave. Unfortunately, he is no match because we're still the underdogs, and Dave hasn't won in 2 months. So we'll see how we can refute these claims on the next episode.
We need the fact checkers in here.
No, we don't. Hit the outro. We want to thank everyone for listening.
Okay, guys, predictions about the election. Go.
What's that? I think it's gonna be Joe.
I don't know. What is the electoral college that he's gonna win by? I guess. Joe,
Joe.
I don't know. That's gonna. I have no idea what the electoral college numbers. I'll be honest.
No,
Joe's gonna win by 77.
I think Joe cracks 300, but the Senate stays Republican.
I agree with Matt. Senate's not going to change.
Wait, what do they need to win?
270.
270, yeah.
Okay.
Some people are calling him at 400. No way I'll get to 400. I'd take 300 pretty easy.
Dude, Ronald
290.
Reagan.
I'm saying 290 for Joe.
Did Ronald Reagan even do 400? I doubt it. But
well, I think the numbers were different back then. They weren't.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Good point. Well,
but Ronald Reagan in like 84, I think there's only one state that went blue.
Yeah, it was Minnesota, where Walter Mondale's home state was. Everyone else voted for Reagan.
Yeah, we haven't seen it blown out like that recently.
Absolute animals, dude. Well, we'll see if it's a blowout tomorrow like that. Could you imagine?
I think it's going to be a tie. They'll both get 270. Is that possible?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's not. Oh,
No,
No,
because
it
it's
is
the
possible,
first
like-
to get to 270. So like it would be impossible for both candidates to get 270 votes, I believe.
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
whoever
I
gets there
think it's
first.
269. It can be tied at 269.
all right. That's what I predict is gonna happen.
There was a scenario that Ben Shapiro was talking about where, like, if there's certain states go in a particular way, that's not unheard of. Like, there is a non-zero chance that certain states can go the particular way that he's talking about. They're all within, like, the margin of error for the polls. In which case, it'll be a 269 tie, and then it goes to, like, the House of Representatives. But there's also a chance that could be a tie, which means it will go to the Senate. And there's also a chance that could be a tie. So there's a possibility you can get a tie. It's not likely, but it's possible.
All right, that's my prediction is gonna happen, and then after that, then they'll just play rock paper scissors, best 2 out of 3.
I'm with you, Dave. I'm with you, Dave.
That'd be so sweet. Flip a coin.
No.
But-
What is your how violent are people going to get after the election?
All right.